What, mate? What's this, mate? We're living in England, mate. Why don't you lot go back to the mosque? Always coming around here. I don't want to have to come out and deal with this lot.
How you doing? Are you well?
I'm not too bad. And yourself, mate?
Not too bad. What's your name?
It's John.
John?
Yeah.
I'm Jamil. Pleased to meet you.
Mate, what's with you lot always blowing up all these places?
Blowing up what? Sorry, say that again.
Always blowing up all these places. Look at 9/11. Look at Libya, mate. What's happening?
Ah, right. Okay. You're asking about Islam, are you?
Yeah, basically.
All right. What you think? What do you see when you see a guy with a beard stand next to a table?
Get worried, mate. What are you hiding under there?
I'm just a big guy, I have to say.
Oh, I can tell.
Now, I mean, to answer your question, I know you know it's a very good question. I can see where you're coming from. In order to answer your question, I think you need to have a fundamental understanding of what Islam really is, and just to get sort of to grips with the base of it. Just, you know, are you happy to do that?
Don't mind. Go for it, mate.
Okay. What would you do if a man dressed in nothing but a pair of red underpants came to your house in the middle of the night, knocked on your door and said, "I'm here to read your gas meter"?
Tell him to shove off.
Why?
12 at night and he's wearing underpants.
Yeah, but he's the gas man.
He ain't the gas man, having a laugh. He's got to be wearing a uniform or whatnot.
Well, okay, so why wouldn't he be the gas man?
Because just using my mind, ain't I?
So you'd say you'd using your rationale?
Yeah.
Okay, so fair enough. So what we'll say is that using your logic and your rationale, you could say that basically he wasn't the gas man.
Yeah, basically.
You've also turned around and say he's likely to be an intruder.
Definitely.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay. And I think another thing that we need to come to grounds with is something that we all agree with. Say, for example, this glass here, this bottle. If I actually take this bottle and I drink a little bit out of it,
what?
Like that, would you say there's the same inside as there was a second ago?
No, they ain't.
You'd say there was less than it?
Yeah. Okay,
fair enough. So that makes sense. That would you agree with that? Makes sense?
Totally agree,
Logical?
Mate.
Okay, let's put that on another scale. For example, go on, there you go. There's my mobile phone.
Nice.
Mobile phone, what do you reckon?
Quite nice, mate.
Okay, what's that made out of?
Loads of like metal and whatnot.
Yeah? What else? Plastic?
Plastic.
Bit of glass?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah? Okay, so if, for example, you know, we take the mobile phone itself. I'll take that back because I'm worried that you might run off with it. Not that I've got anything against you. Yeah, we'll just put it there for a minute. Would you say that it's logical to say that... I mean, where would you find glass? What's glass made out of?
Sand and whatnot.
Sand, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's also plastic, you said?
Yep.
Yeah, what's plastic made out of?
It's all that polythene stuff, isn't it?
Polythene stuff. Where does that come from, John? Tell me where it comes from.
You're trying to link it all back to God, ain't you?
No, what's that got to do with it? I'm asking you where the plastic comes from.
Sorry, mate, I'm not a scientist.
Oh, right, no, that's fair. All right, it comes from, this would be a surprise to you, actually, it comes from oil. Now, can you think of anywhere in the world
Yeah, mate.
that you'd find glass, aka sand, and plastic, aka oil? Where would you find a lot of oil and a lot of glass? Anywhere in the world?
Don't know, mate. Probably not. Probably can't find it.
You probably can't find it. Well, it's there, I can say that much.
Yeah.
How about if I were to say the desert? Think about Saudi, for example. Think about Kuwait, hot countries.
Yeah.
Sand, there's a lot of oil there. Libya, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of oil there.
Yep.
A lot of sand there. So we're getting glass and we're getting plastic, right?
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Okay, I see.
Am I making sense?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Okay, fair enough. So what would you say if I turned around to you and said then in that situation that I was walking across, I was on a safari, actually. Oh. Yeah, in actually Saudi Arabia, funnily enough, you know, the beard and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And as I was walking in the blistering, you know, sun, right high in the sky, 12 o'clock noon, sweating as I walk along, going along my camel, as you know, we all ride camels in Islam. And all of a sudden, I came across this mobile phone.
You're having a laugh, ain't you?
Why would I be having a laugh?
Taking a mick out of me, ain't you?
How would I be taking a mick? Right, okay, look. What would you say is logical then? Would you say that it's possible that somebody had been there before me? Or would you say it's more logical that through thousands of years, the oil bubbled, the heat of the sun came down, the sand blew, the camel trod, the oil was bubbling, and all of a sudden today, hello, Mum. How you doing? Yeah, not too bad. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Somebody obviously made it, didn't they?
Somebody made it. Yeah. It must have been made, right? So we'll call it the manufacturer, right? Look, there you go. Look, HTC, he's a manufacturer.
Yeah.
He's my man, okay? So based on that, what I would say is we can say then that this has a manufacturer. It must have been created, right?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, yeah.
Making sense?
I agree.
Okay, let's put this on another scale. Let's take it to the universe. John, I've got a question for you. You look around, so look at this. You're telling me that this building, you look at yourself, you look at me. Okay, maybe I've got a beard and I'm a little bit different. But still, if you look at everything that's around you, would you say that it's logical to say that thousands of years passed, gases were bubbling, I don't know, the wind was blowing, I don't know where the wind came from, but it was bubbling anyway, yeah. And all of a sudden, pop, we're here? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, yeah.
Would you say that it's logical to say that there must have been some form of a creator?
Must have been, because look, like, there's so much technology and whatnot.
Right.
Must have been something.
And that means, based on our mobile phone, there must have been someone that created it.
I agree.
Does that make sense to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now let's take this to another level. I mean, if we think about it, this is what we believe, is that the world must have been created and the universe must have created from something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to our mobile phone then. We talk about the manufacturer.
All right.
And we say, you know, there are loads of ways that it could have been made.
Yep.
And therefore, you've got the engineers, you've got the tech guys, you've got the guys who write everything up, you've got the guys who do the drawings, you do the guys who actually do the testing on it as well.
Got me the salesman as well.
You got, yeah, you got a salesman. Yeah, you're right, definitely. I've obviously been sold it, what can I say? And so based on that, would you say that it's logical to say that there must have been a creator, but there must have been the board of directors?
Yeah, it must have been, yeah.
On top of the board of directors, you'd have one person in charge.
Yeah, the guy that's running the company, innit?
Right.
Yeah.
They call him the CEO. Don't know what it means. Don't ask me. Yeah. But they call him the CEO. And there's always one guy up at the top, isn't there?
The top man, yeah.
Top man. So therefore, what we actually believe is that God can only be one. He's the one that calls the shots, basically. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah? Would you say that it's logical then to say that this creator must be one and he must be the most ultimate?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, yeah. Definitely, I agree.
You don't seem too convinced there. Go on, ask away. I can see a question coming
It's
up.
like, you're saying God is one, but how do we know he's one? It's like, I can't see him, can I?
Okay, that's true. That is true. And then we could say that there are two, effectively. But if you have two,
Yeah.
wouldn't that mean you have two ultimates and two supremes? So if you have two at the top, then they're sharing power.
Right.
If you're sharing power, does that really mean that you're the top?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, yeah.
It can't, can it? It means that one will limit the power of the other. In other words, I can only